So as you can see, everything is nice and clean right now. That's what I really like about doing the dishes the old school way. I made a video about this with my gray water bucket system, and it's basically an easy way to wash dishes where you just use these dish pans, and I can do it on about a gallon of water comfortably. You put a half gallon in the wash tank, half a gallon in the rinse, and that's your dishwasher. And then you just use one of these cheap things from the dollar store. Holds all the dishes. It's just a little bit of work, right? And then it's twofold. One, it's the work of actually doing the dishes, which I don't know why, but I have I must have like dishes PTSD or something, because I just don't want to do them, you know, and it builds up to an anxiety. It's ridiculous. And then I've got this, which if you're doing dishes, you got to take this thing out like every 4 days, every 5 days. And it's not that easy to find a place to dump it in the city that's inconspicuous. I mean, it's a huge tank, right? So unlike the KOA where I was at in Steamboat, I could just haul this over to the bathroom and be done with it, and I could do it at night where there really wasn't anyone watching. So the bonus of this method, though, is things stay super clean. I mean, if you got one rag, you're going to reuse it and wash it, and when you're done, it's kind of a nice excuse to just clean everything else up, you know, wipe everything down, use the dishwater to, you know, generally tidy things up. All right, so I like the way everything looks, and I do feel like my dishes are cleaner this way. But the faster way was using, like, I would buy these 7th generation disinfecting wipes. They're food surface safe, which is really nice. And then I'd, you know, go through a decent amount of paper towels. And basically, I would just take those disinfecting wipes and I'd wipe anything down that I was using immediately after using it, and use a paper towel if necessary. And then I just kind of like did that for a few days at a time. And, you know, I wasn't worried about germs because they are disinfecting wipes, but it definitely, like, I don't know, it just felt a little more scummy, you know? So like every 3 or 4 days, I'd be like, oh man, I really should go ahead and wash these anyway. And then what would happen is I would end up piling those dishes that I thought were on the edge and I didn't want to use. They would just accumulate somewhere. And then I had dirty dishes laying around all the time. Top that off with the bigger issue, and what bothers me the most is all the waste. So, let's see if we can get this light on. You know, when I was at the KOA, I bought this trash can because it's really nice. You don't want to see that. It's really nice to have that size when you're collecting stuff. I mean, you know, at first I was taking out small trash bags this size almost every day. And I opted for this big can because it was nice. It was like a weekly duty. Super great when you have facilities that you're, you know, able to use. When you're on public trash systems, there's really not a lot of choices except for gas stations and, you know, parks and stuff. But most of them intentionally have small holes because you're not supposed to be dumping large amounts of waste there. So it's kind of like a daily chore taking the trash out all the time. So you're trading one set of work for a different set of work. And that's what I didn't really know without doing both for extended periods of time. I mean, I'm talking like probably 6 months on each way. And there's annoyances in both, but after trying them both, I can definitely say I think I feel better about just going ahead and washing the dishes and transporting the water. You have one trip to get rid of water, and your dishes are cleaner. And you know, at least for me, I take that time and I actually clean the rest of the kitchen pretty thoroughly. And I think that's what I like. So, anyways, there is 2 ways that you can do dishes living out of your RV. I'm basically dry camping, and I've got no connection except for electric, and that's just what I make do with. So, peace out.